Once upon a time, there was a girl. Let's call her Ashley. And she lived in a fictional, far, far away world called California. And this girl decided to take it upon herself to randomly and out of the blue read her first ever Colleen Hoover book. And she was very excited, very ready for it, and thought it would just be a great experience with a book that she would really enjoy. This girl ended up reading the book any free second that she had, and found while reading the book that when she wasn't reading this book, she was thinking about the book, or thinking about the book's characters, or thinking about reading the book, or missing the book. And so she became obsessed with it. Needless to say, when she finished this book, she had discovered that she had an incurable book hangover, and tried to read many other things after this book. Classics, a Gail Forman book, poetry. She tried listening to other audiobooks, listening to her favorite band, but none of it would do. The book hangover was incurable. The lesson that she learned was to never ever go into a future Colleen Hoover book unprepared. Hey guys, so I just read my first Colleen Hoover book, and that was Confess, and I am having a lot of emotions right now. I recently downloaded the Overdrive app, which is an audiobook app where you can rent audiobooks and ebooks from your library's catalog. So I downloaded that app and immediately went to find as many audiobooks as I found interesting to myself as possible. The first one was Confess. And this is the book that I just finished 2 days ago, and I'm still sobbing over every day, every second of my life. So this book tells the story of Auburn Mason Reed and Owen Mason Gentry. Yes, they have the same middle name, and if you want to know why that's cute and why that matters, you can read the book yourself. Auburn has just moved from Portland to Dallas. She's had a bit of a rough life with some unexpected and sad things happening to her, and she's making a change in her life that she doesn't necessarily want for reasons that are uncontrollable and outside of her control. And so she moves to Dallas feeling really down and really wishing she could make a life change. And in comes Owen into her life. She walks by his art studio. He's looking for an employee to help him try and sell his art in his one-night gallery opening where he tries to sell his pieces. And his artwork is done via confession. So people leave little anonymous confessions that they write, and he paints a painting based on whatever he interprets from that confession, and it always remains anonymous. And these confessions were actually sent to Colleen Hoover. They're from real people, which makes it super, super sad, because some of the confessions are things about, like, I'm so happy that my husband looks a lot like his brother, because now he'll never know that our son is not really his and is actually his brother's. And just really, really sad stuff like that. And to know that somebody actually wrote that and confessed it is, like, emotional in and of itself. So Auburn and Owen meet, and Owen has a past and has been doing some troubling things, and so she doesn't know if she can have him in his life, because that will disrupt a lot of things in her life that I can't mention without spoiling. It's just about them figuring out who the other person is, trying to deny the attraction that they feel each other, and decide if that's what they should do, is to deny it, or if they should just accept it and be together and go through all of these, like, non-stop life things that keep happening to both of them. And it's about their struggles and their relationship, and it's just amazing, and I am blown away by this book. So first I'm going to talk about some of the sort of spoiler-free things that I liked about this book. First was the writing. It was incredibly accessible, really fast, yet very deep at the same time. You really get to know Auburn and Owen both very in-depth, and they both have very unique points of view. So just because they know something about themselves, they don't necessarily give that away to the reader. So throughout the book, you're finding out things about their life, like their past history, by complete surprise. They just let it happen in the story naturally, and that's how you find out, is incredibly organically, and I found that really, really beautiful. And like I said, the writing in and of itself was really real. Auburn talked in a way that made sense. Her actual voice itself sounded like how I would parse out my own thoughts in my head and how I would speak, so that was really great. And Owen was completely swoon-worthy. In fact, the characters were another really huge reason why I love this book. I ship them very, very hard. I am very invested in their story. I want nothing but good things for them. They are flawed yet very good people. They recognize their flaws. They own them. They own them up to each other. They're completely transparent about them, and I just love them. I love them together. I love what they bring out in each other. They bring out the best in each other, and I find that incredibly heartwarming And just, even though they only spend a couple days together, I think Owen says at some point in his head that they had spent 7 days together altogether. Even though it's only 7 days, you really feel their connection. And yes, I will warn you, this is an insta-love connection, but I didn't even care. That's how much I liked their relationship, was that I didn't even care that I was reading insta-love. It was just so good, and it just jumped out of the page at me and made me love their relationship. And finally, the story itself. It was amazing. It hooked me so well. I was just so freaking invested in it. It was an all-consuming story. I wanted the best for them. I was freaking out at every turn and every interaction, and every time one of the like B characters would come involved, like Trey, who is her brother-in-law, and a couple of other individuals like Emery, her roommate, and Harrison, the bar owner. These are all completely B characters, but they were all really great, and they really contributed to the story. I'm still thinking about this story and freaking out that a story like this exists. It really makes me want to read all of the Colleen Hoover books. Like, I want to take 2 weeks off of work and just read all of Colleen Hoover's books, because I had no idea it was going to be this good. It was just so captivating, and it was a well-written new adult romance book. It just, like, above and beyond. I am completely flabbergasted by the story. I don't even have words. Like, this is just me rambling to you because I don't even know how to describe how great this story is to you. It has twists and turns, yet is really relatable and really grounded, and it's just everything. This book is everything. So now I'm gonna go into some spoilery thoughts about the book. So, spoilers. Oh my god, so many things I did not see coming. I did not see Auburn being a mom coming. Like, I had to rewind and re-listen to the part to make sure I heard it right. Owen's just like upstairs chilling in the tent. All of a sudden, Auburn says like something downstairs, and the reply to her is, "No, Mom, I want to go up there." And I'm like, wait, what? Somebody's calling Auburn Mom? And then I'm thinking back, like, oh my god, her and Adam. Oh my god, she said that they made love because they knew they were never gonna make love again. Holy crap. Like, so many oh my gods. The fact that the reason that Owen went to jail was because of his father, not because of himself, it just made me love him more. Like, I was really upset that he had done a stupid thing and done drugs and gone to jail, and then I found out it was for a completely fucking selfless reason, and so then I just loved him even more, because how can you not love Owen Gentry? You can't. He is a flawless human. And then we find out how they know each other, but not until the very, very end, because it's hinted at throughout the whole novel that Owen has met Auburn before, and we don't get to know how he knows her until the, like, very, very last chapter of the book. It all clicks together, and it not only clicks together about her and Owen's past, but other stuff is, like, revealed that is really, really cool. And just the whole thing is just, like, leaving me breathless all of the time, and I don't know what to do, because I don't know how I'm ever going to read a book again. I have a lot of emotions right now, like, so many emotions. I really did not see coming the whole thing with how aggressive and horrible and violent Trey was, and I really liked that that was included, because it made this not a fluffy romance. All of these real things were happening, including Trey's abusive behavior towards Auburn, and it just really made the story not fluffy and made it really real. And so, like, the romance, like, compacted on top of this really intense event after event happening in the story just really, really filled me up so much and made me just, like I said, completely consumed with what was going on, because I was in love with the characters' love, and I was frightened for their future as well, because the story was just, like, non-stop. It did a really good job, like I said, of making it a real romance and not just something really cutesy with nothing real happening. And I think it almost made Auburn and Owen's love a little bit more attractive to me, because they seemed like more mature adults, because they had been through so much in their past. They knew that what they found with each other was not something to just throw away. And you could tell that they knew, because, oh my god, like, every time they saw each other randomly when they were apart, they would do that thing where they hold their fist to their heart to show that it feels like their heart is being crushed by the weight of the world, like Owen says. And I'm just like, crush me, leave me breathless, why don't you? I'm not in enough heartache as it already is. Just go ahead and leave my heart lying on the floor. That's fine. I don't care. And then there's The lines that they say to each other. The fact that Owen is like, if I had known that Auburn was going to enter my life, I would have done everything differently. Everything. And I'm like, baby, I'm so sorry. I just want you guys to be together too. I'm so sorry you're hurting. Oh my God. Oh my God. And I feel like it was mostly resolved. Like, Trey is still out there and he didn't really get any punishment. But I mean, most of the stuff got resolved. Like with her son and with Owen and Auburn. Her stupid like stepmother or mother-in-law or whatever you want to call her, Lydia, had to finally give up custody of AJ, Auburn's son, and that finally happened, and thank God, because Auburn was clearly hurting, and I really felt for her, and I really liked that they made that such a big part. Like, every decision she was making was for AJ, but she also knew that she had to make some decisions for herself in order to be the best human she could be and be the most complete human that she could be, because she knew that she wouldn't be able to properly mother AJ if she was broken and spineless and unhappy, and she knew that she had to do some things for herself before she could feel ready to have AJ, because if she can't fight for herself, how is she going to fight for her son? That's kind of what I got from her. And so yes, like, along the way she makes some selfish decisions. I don't necessarily know that they're bad, especially considering how awful Trey is. I really don't know how bad of the decisions that she made with Owen were. I think they were really, you know, inspired by her heart and her love, and she followed her heart and she used her head in all the situations. Like, they were as careful as they could be. Trey was just a monster. There was no avoiding that. I really did feel like she was a good mother. She was making decisions that I probably would have made myself too. So I really liked Auburn as a character and her decisions, and I really liked her being a mom in this story. I felt like that was a really cool thing to include in the main female protagonist of this new adult romance novel. So that's it. I'm done talking about this 5 out of 5 star book. I just could gush on and on for days about this. You all need to read this book if you haven't already. It is the best thing, like, ever. I'm pretty sure this is the best book I've read all year. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think, if you guys have read this book, if you feel differently about it, or if you feel the same, or if you plan on reading this book, let me know down below. I would love to talk about it with you guys. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I hope that you guys have good days of reading that are not hindered by book hangovers like I'm having. Happy reading.